guys, it's Emily. Welcome back to my new series. Is me trying products and reviewing products and giving them a dedicated video, but giving them a very thorough review and good try. I'm not going to give you a first impressions because impressions can change. You can have it work really well the first day and then you can do the exact same thing the next day and maybe your skin's a little bit more dry. It doesn't work as well. So I want to give these products a fair shot and try to use it a few different ways, try to see if it works, and at the end I will determine whether or not I like it or not, and if I was able to make it work, and if it's going to be something I continue using. So if you like this type of video, please subscribe. I have so many things in the line of stuff I need to try out for this type of video. So I'm excited about it. We're starting off with foundations, and the one that is on the chopping block today is the Kosas Oil Foundation. I just recently got a ton of foundations through work and I just want to see which one I like and which ones I don't like, and so I was super curious about this guy and I've tried it for the past week and I have a lot of thoughts and opinions. Now for foundations, just to start off this series, I like something that's very lightweight, easy to use, more like light to maybe medium coverage, but natural finish. I want my skin to look like skin. I don't want it to make it look like really cakey or heavy or dry. I have more normal to dry skin, and if it makes my skin look worse, then I'm not a huge fan. If it has to be really finicky, I don't like that either. Like, I want my foundation to be super simple because most days I'm putting my foundation on at 5 in the morning. I don't want to have to do a ton of steps to make a $40 to $50 to $60 foundation work for me. We are going into all the details about the Kosas foundation. So Kosas is a clean brand and this foundation retails for $42, so it's a pricey beast. I have the shade in 2 in case you're curious. It has about 3.75 stars-ish on Sephora's website. Some people hate it, some people love it. It does say that it is good for all skin types, and that is very important to know first off, is that it's good for normal, dry, combo, and oily skin. It is supposed to have a natural finish, it's supposed to have light coverage, and it's made with avocado oil, meadow foam oil, jojoba oil, red raspberry seed oil, camellia seed oil, and rosehip oil. So it's supposed to help soothe, balance, brighten, and moisturize the skin. So those are all the good things to know because it's never supposed to look heavy, cakey, or be tricky to apply. It also should leave you moisturized, soothed, and protected, doesn't show texture, and this is all stuff that you can find on Sephora's website. So those all sound great. I was able to use it this past week, and you guys can see all my thoughts. I've applied it a few different times in my vlogs. I'll show you like before and afters throughout the day so you can see wear tests. And I tried it a whole bunch of different ways to see if I could make it work for me. So here we go with my 5 days of trying the Kosas foundation. Good morning, it is Monday and it is day 1 of my week of the Kosas Tinted Face Oil. I've used it twice so far before this video. I did already moisturize my face with my Drunk Elephant, and I'm hoping that's enough. I don't know if I need a primer as well, so I think I might actually pull out my primer. Is currently in my vanity. So I'll pull out my primer and use that too, because I didn't realize I needed so much hydration for this like oil foundation. So I'm going to do that. I do have nowhere to place my camera. Well, my phone. I'm filming on my phone right now, so sorry about that. It's 5 in the morning. It is a work day, so this foundation is going to have to work through a mask. Okay, so I have you propped up on a Moroccan oil product, so hopefully you don't tip over, but this is the best I can do at this point. So for the primer, I'm using the number 28 from Hourglass. It is my favorite. It's really hydrating and also very smoothing. I'm just going to use a little bit of this. I only get the mini size because the mini size lasts me like a year, so I'm going to use that especially where I have dryness, because on my first initial tries with this foundation, it clung to any dry patch. So that's what I'm going to do today in hopes that that eliminates that issue. But I'm really focusing like around my nose because that's where I get a lot of dryness, and then my forehead. So like the T-zone where everyone else is really oily, I just get dryness, so that's weird. Anyways, so that is the primer on, and then I'll try the foundation. So it says to do only like 2 to 4 drops or 6 to 8 if you want like more coverage and faster application. So far I've been like dropping it on my fingers and then using a brush to pick it up. I think I'm just gonna like dab it on my face and then use a brush to blend. I think that's what I'm gonna do this time. So let me show you. Like that's a drop. I'll just like put it, I guess, here. I don't know if that's, oh, okay. Do one drop on that side, one drop on this side. I don't know if this is gonna make it really patchy. One drop on my chin, and then that was left over. I'll do one drop on my forehead, because the forehead you're clearly gonna see the most out of everything that I'm doing. So let's see. I've been blending it with a brush. I don't know if I should do my fingers this time, so we'll try fingers today. Maybe we'll do brush tomorrow if it doesn't work. But online it says to, ooh, okay. Online it does say to blend pretty much with any methods, so we're trying fingers today. Definitely very quick and easy with the fingers. And this is the best finish I've seen so far, because the other times I've used it, it's gotten really like weird around my nose. Like it shows like all the pores somehow. It does have like a powdery like feeling to it, but I think that primer definitely helped things out. Okay, that's what my foundation is looking like. I am going to put on the rest of my makeup, show you what that looks like, I guess. I'm not doing any crazy look today for work. And then I am going to go to work and maybe give you a touch base halfway through the day. We shall see. But I know this isn't the best lighting. I'll just show you when it's daytime, because right now it's still really dark out. So this is my makeup look. And then for the eyes, if you're curious, I have a little thing of singles that I made that's very like, I don't know, it screams fall to me, and I had already dismantled like my fall palette, and this is what my new one is. If you want to see the actual shades, just let me know. But it's so fun. Anyways, so that's what I used on my lids, and then for blush I used the Patrick Ta, and then for the lip product, since it's gonna be covered in mask, I just do it for hydration, but I'm just using the Kosas lip oil. This is something I'm always using, so it's not necessarily part of the video. I know I love that. So that is my look today. I'll check back with you later. I wish I had filmed this a few days ago on my first attempt, because it was a hot mess because it like clung to every dry patch. Using that primer has definitely helped. I did not set it at all, so that's what it's looking like. And that's the eye makeup, so you can see it's definitely not as bright as it was in that first clip, but I love this look. It's really nice. We shall see how it lasts. Okay, so just took my mask off from work. I'll show you the clip of my midday. It was right on my lunch break, but I didn't talk or anything because there was music going. So this is what my makeup is looking like. How is it? Let me just see. My nose is gone, but not the foundation's fault, considering I just had a mask on all day. Let's check my forehead, because that was the problem area last time I used it, and ooh, it's greasy. I don't know if you can see that, but it's so greasy feeling. Ooh, it feels gross. My skin normally doesn't do that throughout the day, and it was cooler today than normal, so definitely feels really nasty. My chin feels gross just because I've been wearing a mask. Which, let me see it, oh, around my nose. I wish you could see. Maybe you can see it if I get closer. Around my nose, can you see how like pulled up and gross that is? So tomorrow's my day off. I'm excited to see how this wears without a mask. And then if you can see, ooh, around my eyes, I don't know if you can tell that, but it like made it have little bumps. Let me see if I can like blend it back. Okay, well, definitely doesn't wear the best to other foundations that I've used. It feels disgusting in my forehead, and it looks so greasy. I don't know if you can tell that in this lighting. Let me see if I go over here. Can you see? Not the worst, but I'm not sure about this one. Right, is day 2 of my Kosas foundation review, and I am going to do things a little bit differently today. Also, it's a day off, so I don't have to worry about wearing a mask or being crazy aggressive on the stage because I feel like sweat made things worse yesterday. So I'm going to try things a little bit differently. I think that primer was maybe a little bit too hydrating in my T-zone. It got like a weird texture throughout the day. Felt very, very heavy and I did not like it. It also I didn't really care for it. So I'm gonna try it again and we're going to use a different primer, set things up a little bit differently, maybe powder? I don't know. We'll just do the primer today and see what changes. So I am going to use this Dior Backstage primer. It's more of like a pore filling, just keeps your skin at bay type of situation. It doesn't make my skin dry or anything. Like I can put a moisturizer on and put that on and my skin feels like my skin, but just feels smoother and I think just keeps things not getting greasy. I don't know, matte, keep things matte. So that's what I'm going to use along with the foundation. I don't know if this type of primer will work with this foundation. If not, we'll try something different. So we're just going to use a little bit of that, especially in the T-zone section. It's like this foundation doesn't know if it wants to be matte or super hydrating. Like it dries down to like a pretty matte finish, but then it gets like really weird throughout the days. And I'm going to use my fingers this time, dabbing on my face. So we have 1 drop. I did like the amount of coverage I had yesterday, so I'll do 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, 1 on my chin, and I am going to just put a little bit left over on my nose. I have a feeling this foundation would last for ages because I'm using so little. But yeah, I'm going to use my fingers for this one. Color-wise, I think it does pretty well. Like when I first apply it, it looks a little bit yellow, but once I blend it, it does a good shade match. Yeah, it's very flat today. Again, I like the coverage. I pretty much like the look of it. It just looks a little flat for my liking. So let me do a little bit of other makeup to see how it'll turn out. I'm going to use the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Trio to give a little bit of glow to the skin today. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to finish up my makeup. I'll check back when I'm done. So the foundation, I did end up putting a little bit of setting powder just underneath my eyes because I am trying a new concealer as well. And the foundation does feel a lot more matte today, so I'm hoping it doesn't get all weird and like bunched up on the forehead. It was this forehead that yesterday was driving me crazy because it just felt so heavy. Even though it's such a thin foundation, like I felt like it like grew while I was wearing it. For the rest of my makeup, I am just using my Eyes to Mesmerize from Charlotte Tilbury. I have the lip product from Rare Beauties, their Lip Souffle and Courage. It's just like a My Lips But Better. Really, really comfortable. And we shall see how it wears throughout the day. It is around 12 now, so that's the time call we're using. It is 8 o'clock, so this makeup has been on for 8 hours. I didn't want to do like a midday check-in. I didn't really notice any difference. I wasn't doing anything strenuous, but I did go for a walk today and just did things around the house. So it didn't have the hardest struggle, but let's just take a peek. I'm filming it on the other camera on my phone, so hopefully you can see a little bit better of what we're working with, but this has been the best I've seen it after a full day. It's a little bit shiny around my nose. The cat is going crazy behind me. So I think it looks really good. It's definitely the best that it's worn so far, especially around my nose. I don't know if you can tell, but it seems like everything is still in place after 8 hours. I think I will try it again tomorrow. I'll check back in tomorrow morning. All right, good morning. It is day 3, I think, of my Kosas try-on. I already put on my moisturizer, which is the Proteiny Polypeptide. So today is technically day 4 because yesterday I did not film, but I'm not going to count it because you guys didn't see. But I did exactly what I did the day before, which is why I didn't film it. I was running short on time, getting ready for work, and so that's why I didn't film it. Anyways, but what I did realize is that I was really dry
and my center of my forehead was getting like this weird like circle weird patch. It was not pretty. Throughout the day it did get better, but I don't know. Something about me being at work, or maybe the day before, since I was a little bit more matte, and then doing another matte day the next day, maybe that was a little bit too drying for me. So I can't just use the Dior with this. It looks good on maybe a day that I'm like super hydrated, or maybe on a once in a while occasion, but I think back to back it was just too much for me. So far today I've used my moisturizer. I might use this guy, maybe that will help with the hydration level. We'll see. But this is the Laneige Glowy Makeup Serum. I'm really excited about this. I want to try it with like my other foundations, but it just comes in like a little dropper. I haven't used this at all yet, so we'll see. Also, I just woke up, so my voice is like super raspy. But let's just try this out. We're going to try all the different ways we can use this foundation. And now, going with foundation. I will try it with a brush though, just so we can see how it is. But I'm just gonna put it on the back of my hand and then pick it up with a brush, and then like we'll try it that way. So I'm just gonna put like 4 drops in. We're just gonna go from the center outwards with a very streaky application. I don't know if you can see that. It definitely has more coverage. Ooh, I hope you can see that. It is extremely streaky, but maybe we can fix that with just like the warmth of our hand. You can see it has really decent coverage, but I'm not sure if you can tell, but there's a lot of streakiness around here. So I'm just gonna like pat it in. Ooh, I don't know if you can see that. Right in my nose area, it's like really gathered on some dryness. Okay. Forehead looks better today with this serum. Oh, I put it away. This serum, my forehead definitely looks better, but maybe I just didn't concentrate enough of it around my nose where it's a little bit more dry. I don't know. I just have the feeling this foundation is not my cup of tea. So good morning. I didn't do a touch base with you with how it ended up yesterday, and yesterday was okay, but it definitely showed any dry patch. And I was actually talking to one of my coworkers because she was wearing it yesterday too, and she loves it and it works for her. And I asked what she was doing. So she said she does a really good skincare routine, no primer, and just the foundation, no setting powder. So that's what we're doing today. Sorry, the cats are going crazy. So I did a really good skincare routine. I exfoliated so I shouldn't have any dry patches. I did a hydrating liquid toner from Dr. Jart. I did the vitamin C from Ulla Henriksen, and then I did my sunscreen moisturizer here. So that's what I have on my face currently, and I feel hydrated and plump and ready for makeup. If it doesn't work after this, I don't know what to do. Maybe my skin is just too dry for it, but we're gonna try it. So I'll do it with you. So shaking it up. Again, she also agreed that using it with fingers is definitely the best application method. Oh, it is beating. I don't know if you can see that. It's like pilling up. Yeah, it's like not even setting down. It's like pilling up my skincare. Okay, well, I'm not gonna do that. I don't know, guys. Like, I'm not gonna change my whole skincare routine because the foundation isn't working on top, because I have other foundations that do work. So I think I'm just gonna scrap today and just use a little concealer because I don't have a lot of time to work with that. So day 4 is a bust, and we're gonna try our best to make this work. I thought today was like gonna be golden because this is how my coworker did it. So she must use different skincare. She has more normal combo skin, so maybe I'm just too dry for it. Alright, so it's the final day for this foundation test. We're just gonna do it on bare skin, nothing on it, no moisturizer, just my skin. And we're gonna hope for the best because I've used it with a hydrating primer, I've used it with a pore filling primer, which did well, but I think my skin was too dry to use that multiple days in a row. Tried it with just like really good moisturizer, and now we're trying it this way. So we'll just give it a shot. So that's what it looks like on its own. Not the worst. It is showing the awful dryness right there. I don't know if you can see that. And then there's like a little dry like circle patch right here on my forehead. So I'm gonna grab that spray. Hold on. So it's not really setting, but just giving a little boost of moisture. Nope. It still looks real nasty. So I'm happy that I have to wear a mask to work because that looks so gross. But the rest of my face looks fine. So I feel like if you have like normal to combo to oily skin, you might really enjoy this foundation because I do like the amount of coverage. It's a little uneven, but nothing I can't fix. But it's just, it clings to dry patches and I tried. Okay, so this is my full face of makeup, and upon further inspection, and I've already talked about this a few times already, but alright, you see around my nose, and then in general, my skin just doesn't look nice. Like, I feel like you can see like any little crevice, you can see like where my glasses sit before I even put them on. You can see like every little pore. It's just not a flattering foundation for me. So those are my thoughts.
So let's talk about a quick recap about me using this. And you guys saw that I tried it a number of ways. I did try it a couple times before I even started filming and vlogging, and so I already knew that it was a little bit more dry than I was expecting. I was expecting like a nice oily, kind of weirdly hydrating but pigmented foundation, and it was not hydrating at all. It showed every little bit of texture, every little dry patch, even dry patches I didn't see. Even after I exfoliated and moisturized, it like showed like any little bit of dryness or texture or pores. I will say the coverage is way more than you would expect. It's pretty much like a oil infused with pigment, and you get pretty decent coverage. You definitely get medium coverage. And that's really nice, but I don't think it's for those who have dry skin, because again, you can see your texture, you can see pores, you can see dry patches. I tried it with a hydrating oil type of primer, which should be a good pairing because usually oils mix well with oils. And that was the day it looked the best, but as I wore it, it just felt really heavy and it did not last well. So it even looked really good upon application. Throughout the day, that was the one I just needed to wash it off just because it felt so gross. And then another day that I did have pretty decent results was when I used the Dior primer, and that one's more like a smoothing primer, but it's definitely more drying, and with already drying foundation, my skin just didn't like it because after that day, the next day I couldn't do the same thing because it just looked too dry. Like I pretty much sucked all the moisture out of my skin the day before, and I wasn't able to make it work a second time. So those are my thoughts on this foundation. Do I recommend it? Not to everybody. I can see it being a good foundation for those, again, who have more normal to oily skin. I do like the coverage of it. I don't like the texture of it. It is also kind of finicky to apply. The best method for me has been just using my hands. With a brush, it can be streaky, and with a sponge, it can just disappear. So those are my thoughts on this foundation. I hope you found this helpful if you were curious about it, or if you just are in the market of a new foundation and you just want to know my thoughts and opinions for someone who has drier skin and giving it a fair shot. I hope you found this useful. So thank you so much for joining into this series. Stay tuned for next time. I am trying out the new Rare Beauty foundation with its primer, so I'm really excited to start that 5-day journey with you. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!